All right, let's continue with the debug and stuff. All right, yeah. So I think, the problem we had last time is that the reading from standard in was like line by line. Yo, Penguin, what's up? Welcome back. And yeah, that doesn't suffice. Oh yeah. So it's like the first line, or well, okay, the first time it works. No. Wait. What? Dot and test, right? Okay. Well, the point is though that it doesn't work until you press enter. It actually does the thing, and the same is for if we exit here, we run runic enable debug IR. You have to press enter for it to actually work. Also, there seems to be something wrong with the delimiter stuff as well, so not sure what's going on there. It's like we're including. Oh, I see. It's just, okay, if you have a multi-character string, it will just take one character. So IR debugger, and here's like +1. It should be plus delimiter length, I think. Yeah. And then same thing here. Okay. Okay, now we get the whole thing. Right. So, and that doesn't work really well, because I want to be able to press any key, and the standard in should put it in the buffer, and we should be able to stream, or we should be able to match that and return it, but it doesn't seem like we're getting anything until we press enter. So there is the thing called echo. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna go out here, go here, search for echo, because I'm pretty sure it's just in the REPL. Okay, but I don't think this works for the operating system. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think this works. Or maybe it does. Flush raw. Okay, let's try this one. Shouldn't it be that anyway? I'm pretty sure it should be that anyway. Flush. Okay, you know what? Let's just copy this. Okay, let's do this. So capture original term iOS. Term iOS, yeah. We'll set it here to standard. Okay. Let's just make standard here. Oops. And then we'll do that. Okay, so it only works for Linux, I guess. So we're gonna say if this is not true. Wait. Yeah, either if it or not. Yeah, we're doing that anyway here. So if we're not, we return. And if this is not Linux, we also return. And then this must be const. There we go. Or let's just do this. All right. Let's try if that works now. Whoops. Okay. Now nothing works. Well, let's see if we can do, let's see, debugger. But it did something, so that's good. All right, so now we kind of need the thing back again, which I did at the start, like the command writer thing. So let's just bring that back here. Command writer is a IO writer allocating. Hello, Alex. What's up? Welcome. No, init. All right. Let's see. Run. Get command. Right. So now we can't really do this. Actually, now we need the same. Now we need to get back to the other thing we had. I think so. Let's do this. You know what? I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make a second thing here. So this is old. And we're not going to do this. What we're going to do is we are going to do standard in reader stream, and the writer is going to be command writer. This is self command writer limit unlimited. Okay, and then we catch. Actually, I think we just try here because there's no like error that we just. Yeah, let's just try, and then we get like bytes written. Or read, I mean, or well, same thing. We're streaming, so we're both reading and writing. And then we're checking like if bytes written is more than 0, we will. Well, actually, we could just print out. Let's do this. Let's do like command cursor is writer end, right? And then here we're simply gonna. We don't need to check this actually. We can get new slice is going to be command writer buffered, and then from command cursor to the end. So we actually don't really need bytes written at that point. So we're gonna look at that. That's the new slice, and we're gonna print that or write all. Actually, we're just gonna write that out. Okay. And then we're gonna say if we're gonna have like command delimiters is a list of strings. And first we're gonna have new line, then we're gonna have some other stuff. But let's start with new line. So now we're gonna loop through command delimiters. We are going to say if index of position, or no, just index of. And then T is U8. Haystack is command writer buffered. And And the needle is the delimiter. If we get something here, that means we have the index of the end. Let's actually just do this so it's a little bit more. So we get the index of the end. That means what? That means that we want to consume, I think. Removes the first end byte, yeah. So we want to consume everything up to the index, I guess. Right? And actually, we defer that and then do return parse command here. Otherwise, we return 0 down here. So basically, we're looking for the delimiter. If we find it, we consume it up to the delimiter. Actually, we consume also delimiter plus delimiter length, so we remove the delimiter as well. But we don't want to keep the delimiter in the command, I don't think. Or actually, no, we won't. We do want to keep the command, the delimiter in the command. So this would be command writer buffered 0 to index plus delimiter length, I think. Because if you had a new line at 1, you had 1. So you get like 2, 1 plus 1. So that would be 1, 2. Yeah, that should work. All right. So next up is one second here. All right, so what do we want to do now? Let's do this. Command writer. Let's do that. Okay. Now. Okay, so now we should be able to, I think we should be able to put things in. They will be, that whatever you put in will be written to the screen. And then we're looking for delimiter. As soon as we find it, we will parse the command. And we'll also consume those from the buffer there. Yeah. All right. Okay, there we go. We can see it. Okay. Why is that doing that? Also, Control C doesn't work. That should probably work. Maybe that's a special flag somewhere here. Character size. Or... oh. O post. Okay, O post is, I don't know what that is, but I recognize O post because, no, maybe not actually. Break int. Maybe this will make Control C work. No. Maybe this one. Nope. This one, yeah. There we go. Okay. So we want to have that on, I think. Echo new line false, false, false. C local, C read, C size, O post. Yeah, I think it was. Yo, Vincent, what's up? Ignore modem control lines. Okay, I think we can. I think we can. We can ignore those. What is C read? Pattern not found. Why do we not see this? Is this the wrong man? Characters, size, mask. C read, enable receiver. Local. O post. Raw mode. Oh, here we go. Sets the terminal to something like the raw mode of the old version 7 terminal driver. Input is available character by character. Echoing is disabled. All special processing terminal input output characters is disabled. Terminal attributes set as false. Yo 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 yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Okay. Oh yeah, what was ICANN on? ICANN on line control, transmit continuous stream of value 0. So the problem we have right now, it works, but it's like when we try to do a new line, it doesn't actually print the new line. I mean, it could be something with my print thing. Enable canonical mode. Oh wait. I was just trying to learn about this here as well, but let's see here. So we've got, yeah, we're writing the new slice. So we're writing everything. So the new line is included here. So I'm not sure why it's not putting that out. Like, even if we, let's say, remove that as a delimiter, and we have like, I don't know, pipe. It goes back to the start. What the hell? Maybe, okay. Wait, I thought carriage return was back to the start, not new line. New line should go down. Maybe we're getting like, okay, maybe we're getting /R now instead. Maybe we're getting like a carriage return here. Okay. I'm gonna go through each of these. Break int, what do you do? Break is ignored. If it's not set, break it instead, and break continues. Okay. ICRNL. Translate character return to new line. Okay. Translate character return to new line on input. We do want that, I think. That seems reasonable. Not sure why. I think, yeah. This code, by the way, is the AI from the start. So I'm not sure why it decided to put that to false. Maybe it followed some other code that did that or something. I don't know. Okay. Map uppercase characters to lowercase. Interesting. Ixon. IXON. Enable X on X off flow control on output. I have no idea what that means. Typing any character will restart stopped output. The default is to allow just the start character to restart output. IMAXBEL. Not in POSIX. Ring bell when input queue is full. Okay. Linux does not implement this bit. What? And acts as if it was always set. Huh. Okay. IUTF-8 input as UTF-8 disallow character erase to be correctly performed in cooked mode. Not in POSIX since Linux 2.6.4. Okay. OPOST. Enable implementation defined output processing. Is this C#? Not really. I was gonna say it's close, but it's not really that close. I mean, it's a programming language. No, but this is Zig. The on the left side here. It's a programming language called Zig. Well, it kind of looks like C#. It does have parentheses and curly braces here. And function calls, member access here. So a lot of things, but that's more from C. Enable implementation defined output processing. I'm not sure what that means, but or how to use it, but that sounds great. Map new line to carriage new line. No. Wait, is that not even a thing? Oh, O N LCR is false. Yeah. Map carriage return to new line. Yes, we do want that. OCRNL, true. Wait, I thought this was that. Translate character return new line on input. Oh, it's the output. Okay, so this is input and the output. Okay, I see. Output carriage. Okay, well, okay, no, let's not do that actually. If we want to output that, that should be outputted the way we want, I think. All right, welcome from South Africa. So I want to try and master C# and SQL, but with AI involved. I don't know if I should stick by C# because I do like it. I guess it kind of depends on what you want to do. Like C# is very good. There's a lot of, for example, like web-based backend. Like I'm a web developer. Other than doing this, so so I can say that C# is very popular among like backends in web development. It's also popular, you know, with Unity. I mean, you're mentioning SQL, so I'm guessing some kind of web-based thing. So so yeah, that is a very reasonable choice for doing some backend stuff. I mean, you could do frontend as well with Blazor, but I don't think it's not. I'm not sure how popular that is, if I say it like that. It's probably more popular with like React or something, but you know, yeah. As I said, it kind of depends on what you want to do. And how do you mean with AI involved? Do you mean that you want to learn with AI or use AI as like a tool to help you with the programming? Or yeah, I work as a web developer from home. Yeah, no problem. Don't output cache return. Don't output. Onlet. Send fill characters for delay. No. Okay. New line delay mask. Character return delay mask. I'm not sure what that means. Horizontally tab delay mask. Backspace, vertical, form feed. Board speed. What the hell is this? Stop. 2 stop bits rather than 1. Enable receiver, parent B, enable parameter generation output. Yeah, a lot of this goes straight over my head because if you know, lower modem control lines after the last process closes the device. So it's kind of, it could be translated into modern pipes somehow, I guess, maybe. Like hang up. We're still using they're still using that event, like the hang up event for pipes that are closed. Like everything is going AI, so basically no, they go together when coding. I mean, yeah, I will say this. Like, I will say that AI is still kind of like in an experimental phase right now. Like, if a company adopts AI, you would have to invest significant amount of effort and development time into making AI actually be productive for you. And it's not going to be the magical bullet that makes everything work for you. Like, you have to put in significant amount of work yourself. From your point of view, what do you think would be the best focus in day-to-day code learning should be? So yeah, if you're like starting out, if you're like entirely new to programming, you have to kind of get up to speed with the basics. So just try to do tutorials, because you know, the thing is, like, yeah, you can use AI as an assistant or as like a teacher, basically, to teach you how to program. That could be a pretty good use of AI. But don't try to learn how to use AI to program for you, because you would need to know if the program works or not, or you know, if you want to solve a bug or something, you need to know how to do that. So you should learn, if you want to become a developer, you have to also learn how to program. So just because you're saying like you want to use AI as well, which is a good there's good reasons for that right now. As you're saying, like AI, everyone is going crazy about AI, so it's probably going to be a tool that many programmers use, and even more so in the future. So that's a good thing. But I would say, just if you're starting out entirely new, just look at tutorials, try to get programming in your head and how it works as much as possible. And then when you can kind of, how you should say, like when you're able to kind of make things more advanced than like the Hello World tutorial, let's say, try to make your own like projects. Try to think of, what kind of projects you will do. And the hard part about that is like in the beginning you don't know how ambitious you want to be, so, or you can be, basically, like what can you do and what can't you do. Like that distinction is very hard when you're new, and you kind of have to always set the bar very, very low, more low than you're thinking of. So try to think of a very, very simple project and try to implement that, and then just keep on doing projects, like keep on learning, keep on doing more and more advanced things, and yeah, that's that. Okay, I'm not a teacher. I'm not saying that this is the best way. I'm just saying this is kind of like what I did. I don't know if that's the best way, but that's the path that I see forward if you want to learn programming. And I mean, yeah, and then there's like, there's boot camps or whatever. I don't know how good those are or something, but there are a lot of resources online, and you can ask AI if you're getting stuck. You can ask AI, which is an incredible tool nowadays if you want to learn stuff. Now, it's not always correct, and you have to keep that in mind. It could hallucinate or, just be wrong about something. But it could be a very good tool if you want to just ask a very specific question and you don't get an answer. I would say learn how to Google as well. Learn how to Google on, like, if you get stuck on a problem, learn how to Google for trying to get the answer to the problem, because when you're using C#, chances are someone has already asked that question. So that's a really good skill to get. Hello, Blue. Welcome back. So you do software development, you're graduating next year, but the problem is it feels so difficult to get job opportunities. There are so many programmers. Yeah, it's harder for a junior, I think, right now, as far as I've seen in the landscape right now. I'm not actively looking at the market right now, so I don't really know, but when I did it for, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and I would say it's probably the same today. Like, the junior market is pretty hard to get a job into, and yeah, that's just unfortunately the way it is. And what you can do is basically, in the meantime, try to build as much as you can. Try to build projects that you can show, like build a portfolio that you can show, like, hey, I did this, so they can, because then they can actually see. Well, for one, you get experience. Two, they can actually see what you've done, and they can test it and see that it works, let's say. So yeah, well, hopefully, or you can send them like some GitHub project, or or whatever. Maybe not GitHub, I don't know. any kind of platform. Anywhere you have your project, you can send it, and they can look at the code, and they can see that, okay, well, you're about this experience, and then they can decide on that. But just keep on just keep on practicing and making stuff. Yeah. Low BLK block output from non-concurrent shell layer. Mesh mark space parents. enable RTS, CTS, hardware flow control. Okay. And here we got like I input flags, or no? No, C flags. Flag constants. Or what? No, I don't know. ISIG. No, L flags. L flags, okay. Receive generate corresponding signal. Yes. I can on. Enable canonical mode described below. If canon is also set, terminals uppercase only, input is converted to lowercase except for cases. That's okay. If canon is also set, erase character erases preceding characters, W erases the preceding word. Echo input characters, so that's false. We could set it to true, I guess. We could set that to true. But I think I would rather have it false because of I want to control that myself. Yeah, man, no problem. I mean, yeah, you should look for other advice as well. Like you should look for like there's people out there has way more and probably better advice as well. So I'm not sure where you can find those, but if you're looking for advice, just look for that as well. Because there's probably other things you can do, like trying to search for internships or stuff like that. Gave me some project ideas for C++, and I want to learn like low level like CPU and OS dev. Is there any good resources? I think there's plenty for like OS dev. Like the CPU is okay. I actually did this myself. I didn't do OS dev. Well, I didn't go too deep into OS dev though, but I did like a little bit. But I did write an assembly compiler that compiled to the x86 64 architecture, which I would say is probably like the most complicated CPU out there right now. Probably because of I think it's like because of its history or something. But you could just go and read the IA underscore or IA x8664 document or documentation, which is I think it's like freely available online, which will kind of it explains like how to make the machine code needed for the CPU to work basically. Now it's a little bit it's not straightforward, but yeah, you could use it technically to learn how to code for that CPU. If you have that CPU, you could have another CPU, I don't know, but I think that's the most common like PC like CPU right now. If you have like AMD or Intel or whatever, that's what you have. For OS dev, there for me personally, I found like an article that you could follow to try and do some OS. I'm not sure how. Maybe it's like massively outdated now, but you can just Google and there's probably like a lot of resources you can look at there. I mean, you're saying like 2 project ideas in your sentence right there, like programming for CPU and OS dev. Like those 2 are like for low level CPU. Like as I said, like you can start with trying to make some kind of assembly language that compiles to CPU. Or if you don't want to do that, you could just learn how assembly language works and use an existing assembly language that you can maybe compile something else to, or yeah, just to learn how how that works. I'm not sure how low level you want to go. I mean, OS. I mean, for making an OS, you actually don't need. I mean, you can use C or C++ to make an OS without using assembly. I'm pretty sure. You can make a cache memory database like Redis. Yeah, that's one project you can do. It's, yeah. What platforms are mostly used to code on? What kind of platforms are you talking about? Echo E erase if I can set. Okay, well it's not set, so echo K if the set kill erases. Echo NL character even if echo is not set. If I cannot is also set. Echo CTL if echo is also set. Terminal special characters other than echoes as that word. Okay. BS encoded as this. Right. Echo only when process is reading. Huh. Flash. Oh, output is being flashed. This flag is toggled by typing discard character. Okay, no flash. To stop. Enable interpretation define input processing. I extend is false. Okay. This flag as well as icon must be enabled for the special characters to be interpreted and for the blah, 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 blah. The CC array defines terminal special characters symbolic. Okay. So, all right. Flutter. I don't know if I know what that is actually. It's like a website builder or an app builder. Oh, I see. Flutter transform developers of build, test, deploy from a single code. Is it okay? It's an open source framework, but it's not like an editor. It's like a framework for coding. I guess. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's a framework. I mean, it looks like a framework for building kind of like a platform independent app, so that you can. So if you build something with Flutter, you can publish it as multi-platform. So it can see. Let's see. iOS, Android, web apps, Windows. So basically any kind of app. So desktop app, website app. It looks like it can do like anything. If you use the Flutter. Now I have no idea how good it is, because how long have I been coding? I've been a professional developer for 10 years, and then before that I started learning 20 years prior that. But I have, like, before that I didn't really do much, you know. I mean, I did learn and I did like try to make projects and I failed again and again. That's what I did. But I have been coding for a long time, so it's like it's in my bones. But yeah. Flutter is from Facebook. I have no idea. Flow is from Facebook. The programming language Flow, or well, I'm not sure what to call it actually, because it's not really a language, but well, it's like JavaScript with types. Google is from, so Google is made Flutter. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. Like, why isn't it like, why are we not getting, why does that disappear when I do that? I'm not sure why. New line to carriage return to new line. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not doing the thing. What if we say this to true? What would that do? Okay, that does that. So I guess that gives us something. I don't know. Oh man. Okay. But this is for standard in. Carriage return to new line. True. New line, carriage return. Like, I don't want to, I want to get a new line. But then it's like the standard out doesn't actually get it. Okay, so ONL ret. I think we want this to be false, right? Because we want carriage return. Or rather, we want it to go to standard out. Map CR to NL on output. Okay, I guess we want this. Okay, now it's doing that. What the hell? ONLCR. Okay, I guess let's just do that. Well, what about CR to CRNL? Okay, let's enable both of those. Whoops. No? Hello, programming pillars. Welcome. VS Code or Neo? This is NeoVim. Okay, Armand. Like, okay, well, I think it's better if you learn it because you're interested in it, because otherwise you will have a pretty hard time. Like, if you're not interested in programming, it's gonna be very sad and tough for you. Sig looks like a JS++ thing. What the hell? That is not true. I mean, Zig is more like a C+. On YouTube, bar checking. What the hell? Like, why? What is happening here? Don't output. Let's set. I guess we'll try to set this to true, even though it feels wrong. Like, why is new line not, like, why is it not outputting a character type? New line. Okay. Here, okay. There we go. Okay, I'm not gonna touch these settings anymore. I'm gonna leave that there. There we go. Alright, we got it. Zig is neither C or C++, more like a not quite describable. That's what I said, C+, because it's somewhere in between C and C++, I would say. But it also has its own things, so it's really not C at all. Yeah, or as well. C plus is just C3. Okay, well I don't know what C3 is. It's like C plus with comp time. C3 is a true spiritual successor to C. Interesting. How do you structure a game? So I'm using ECS mixed with random spaghetti code. So there you go. Now, well, basically, yeah, there's a lot of stuff like you have. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things, but they like I can't get into everything right now. But yeah, they basically the basic structure is like I'm using ECS to store all the entities, all the data for all entities and stuff, for all the like the game objects. It's also storing a bunch of singletons as well, where singleton is kind of like a dependency injection term for something that only exists. It's kind of like a global almost that you can get from the repository. Or wait, what is it called? Yeah, isn't it called a repository? No, registry. Registry. It's called a registry, but it doesn't matter. It's just a place to get things out from. And I have like a physics engine that is very basic, but it updates the positions and everything, and runs some collision code. I'm making a vampire survivor. I'm planning to use DOD, but I want to learn ECS. Is that data-oriented design or? Yeah, I'm not sure what that entails for that. You want to learn ECS? If you want to learn ECS and Zig, you should use, or one thing that you can use is the library that I'm using, which I think is very good. Which is gonna be, which is the, yeah, Zig-ECS, I think it's called. Data oriented. Yeah, I'm not sure if I even know what that means, to be honest. Like I've seen some talks about it, but I can't even remember now what they were about. I know it's something about data and programming. All right, see you later, Armand. Okay. So yeah, so we've got the debugging like input here working. Now, one thing that I want to do is if I say test and we have delimiter, you can see here that the delimiter is actually part of the command, which makes sense because we want to have another delimiter. What the hell? Okay, you're not supposed to be able to go up like this. How can, what? How do we disable that? What the hell? Input mode, control modes, local modes. It's about using structure of arrays instead of arrays. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. I feel like that's not. I mean, I'm not sure if that's enough to be called oriented design after data. To be honest, like it feels more like a specific implementation of a specific thing rather than a whole design architecture. Maybe, I don't know. I think, yeah, and also Zig actually has a built-in struct for that. Yeah, thank you. Which is called like multi-array list, which turns any struct into a structure of arrays. Or structure of arrays. And I think Odin actually has that like automatically, like it has everything like that. And I'm using that structure in my physics engine to update positions. I give the solution to all your problems. Use Z or VS Codium and live happily ever after. Well, I don't have any problems, so thank you. Anyway. I will get problems if I switch because I need my Vim bindings, and I can't get those if I'm using those editors. Map application. I mean, what we could do instead of this is make the debugger not terminal based. We can make it web based as well. But I want to make it terminal based because I want to learn about this here. Array structure thing built in Zig. Yeah, it's the multi-array list. Multi-array list stores a list of struct or tag union type. Instead of storing a single list of items, stores separate lists for each field on the struct or list of tags or values. This allows memory savings into struct or union has padding. Also improves cache usage if only some fields or just tags are needed for a computation. Yeah, so normally with an array list, to get the items, to get like the list of items, you just put .items, that would be the list. But now you have to put field name here, and you would get the list that corresponds to that field. Yeah, I see. I mean, some people are not joking though when it comes to that stuff. You never know. Yeah. So that's the multi-array list. You basically just you wrap it around some struct type, and you would get structure of arrays for free, basically. Well, maybe not entirely for free, but you would get it. You would get the struct that has it, and then we'd have to kind of know how to work with it as well. But I haven't used it that much, so I'm actually not using a multi-array list, but I'm using like multiple arrays instead in my physics engine because it's like built a little bit differently. But wait, why did that save? Why is it saving? I didn't do anything. Okay, let's see if we can figure this out here. What was the problem actually? The problem was that... No, what was the problem? Oh yeah, up and down, right. I don't want this to control the cursor. That's weird. It's kind of cool though, but it's also a bit weird. I didn't know that you could do that. Typing any character will restart stuff. Enable X on X of flow control, I think, but output form feed. Okay, I'm just gonna Google this. Term iOS disable cursor movement with arrow keys. And we're gonna... Okay, I'm gonna show you what I'm seeing here. The beginning of main function, turn off canonical mode. So they are, yeah, turning these off. That's all they're doing there. I also turn off echo, stuff like this doesn't pop up. This works, but I'm also able to move the cursor, and that's not good. So this person is in the same position as me here. Another problem is the backspace. When I hit the program, it yields a weird symbol, which I assume is 7F, instead of erasing the character. Okay. Oh, actually, I'd never tried that. Is that also true for me? No, okay, so, well, it probably is true, but it's not outputting that thing. So I have to like implement backspace myself. Also end and home, okay. Yeah. Have a look at the map baggers. Yes, well, okay. I hate these responses, man. I hate those responses. Like, yeah, just read the manual. Okay, thanks for the help. Like, I've been there, but there's so much information. I would rather find someone who just has the answer. That's why we have Stack Overflow. That's why we have Google to get answer to the specific question. Okay. There I found the echo E flag. Erase. But that requires iCannon to be set. So this is and equals not. So this negates iCannon, which basically sets everything. Like it's turning iCannon off basically here. Instead of actually, yeah, providing the info they already know. Yeah, you have to go through the same trial as me to get the information. So there you go. I think that's the vibe there. Oh shit, I said the word. Okay, so this, because this negates all the bits in iCannon in this to be, well, everything is 1 except for iCannon, which is 0, and when you add that, that should like keep all the bits here except for iCannon, which is 0'd out. So this turns iCannon off, this turns echo off. So if we're gonna do what this person is saying, then we need to set iCannon to true. Zig is very based and cool. Been loving the language since Ghost TTY terminal. Still sticking to pure C. I'm doing unparalleled Zig looks. Udemy course to compile. What? You just type Zig build. Man. If you want to do something, if like it depends on what you want to do. Like if you want to import some package, there's a couple of steps there. If you want to import some seedlib, there's another couple of steps there. But if you just create a program, if you just want to try it out, you don't need anything. You just need to type zig build. You need to type zig init to create the project, and then zig build run to run the project, or zig build to build it. It's not complicated. It's only complicated if you want to do something special with importing things or doing something special with the build system. So there you go. Now you can go ahead and learn it. Yeah. To be honest, I've never asked a question on Stack Overflow, and I've never answered any question either. Because if I don't find the answer, I will just try to find the answer on my own. Like if no one had asked the question, I will not ask the question myself, because I want to know now, and I'm just gonna investigate it myself. And that's the thing with Zig right now. Zig doesn't really have a lot of questions on Stack Overflow. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not that person. I never leave comments anywhere. And I think that's the norm actually, because if you look at the comment to view ratio, it's not like over 50%. I can tell you that. The norm is to not leave a comment or to do the things. Anyway, what are you doing here? You're disabling these, right? Isn't this disabling? This is disabling, right? This negates. So you get like 1 1 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 1, and then you AND. That should turn canon off. I don't understand. To set more than one flag, isn't this? Isn't this turning it off? This first, this is like 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0. You negate it, you get like all ones except for these three, which are 0. So then you AND, that should turn them off. Or am I crazy? The arrow key problem. Maybe you can try the cf make row function. Its description sounds promising. I haven't had time to investigate further about the keys. Okay, so you didn't actually answer the question, but terminus looks interesting. What? I always wonder which functions certain command line programs. Okay. Edit. A dozen more reach a strange symbol print. Okay. Pressing arrow keys result sequence. Couple of chores being sent to standard in. Here's my copy of the code. Oh, are we actually printing that out? Maybe we're just printing out the ANSI escape code, like the ANSI code for moving the cursor. We're just printing it out. We're getting it in and we're printing it out. But but then it should also be part of the command. Like if I do this, press down and then pipe. Yeah, see? Wait, or hang on. How can we test this? Press right, up. Yeah, see? It goes up. And if I do like up, 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 we're up here now. So, okay, so it's just getting it in the, okay, so it's just, okay. So we should read the ANSI code for moving the cursor up, down. Okay, you didn't see that, sorry. So what's happening here is that I print, so we're printing out every byte that comes in until we get a delimiter, which we parse the command, the bytes that we had, and then we parse the command. Now, if you press, I can move the cursor here. Those are actually just bytes that are being sent from the input to output right now, and that's why the cursor is moving. So we get like the, I thought this was some kind of built-in thing, but it actually just prints it out. So we could read that in. So like if I do this, you can see that it actually printed this up here, because it printed test and then up and then continued. And if I do this pipe, we get this, like it moves up 3 times and then prints the thing. So we need to read the ANSI code. So we are actually done here. We don't really need to look at this. We can go to the debugger, and we need to kind of have a layer here of abstraction, I guess, from the command. So we don't really need to, we don't want to write the slice here, and we kind of don't really want to stream the entire thing either. like, yeah, we wanna write over this. We wanna kind of mess with this a little bit. Maybe we shouldn't stream it. Maybe we should just take whatever's available. What are you actually doing here? So it first looks at the buffer and writes that, okay, if we need to stream more, it's gonna stream it here. Right. So we could actually, we could just make a buffered writer here. Oh shit, sorry, I'm probably need to quit now. Thank you, Code Langton's Entropy. That sounds very made up. Like an AI made up thing. Sorry. I learned some Sig through some YouTube tutorials. Can do currently with C++. Skittish on my end. I mean, you know, you just have to start writing Sig, so that's not hard. I'll BRB 1 second here. Alright, I have to go now. I'm just gonna do this last... Well, I have to kind of write this down so I don't forget. So we're gonna have to read the streamed input and basically, yeah, we have to kind of parse it for special codes, ANSI codes, and I mean, I'm assuming it's ANSI codes, and handle them basically. Yeah, so we're basically gonna have to implement the whole shebang, like home and up, down, like the arrow keys, page up, page down, or something like that. Well, we'll see what happens with these things, but I think anything that is like what you could do as well, there's a thing called the ASCII is printable or is print, which would check if a character is printable or not, and you can use that to be able to print the character or not. So so that we can look at this. So that's gonna be it for this time. So yeah.